brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. You have made it. We have made it through a frigid weekend here in North Mississippi, but thankfully, those better conditions I was talking about yesterday, they are officially on the horizon and they are ready to be felt here in North Mississippi for this upcoming work week. So that brings us to our first headline. Those conditions, they are right on the doorsteps of North Mississippi. I know tomorrow's Monday morning. We hate going back into those work week responsibilities, but hey, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be dry outside. We're definitely going to feel a lot warmer than how we felt this weekend. Also, we're going to be talking about a small window for some flurries. I know that we're here in North Mississippi. We love seeing some snow. Well, we could see some flurries later on tonight. Not really high on those chances. So I want to set those expectations because I, for one, love seeing some flurries. But we're going to kind of see some of those colors pop up just a little bit on the radar. I want to set those expectations. But hey, I would love for y'all to prove me wrong. Send me some photos, send me some videos because I'm going to be rooting with y'all. Love to see some flurries falling down outdoors. But we're also going to be tracking out your rainy Tuesday. That'll be coming up for this work week towards the end of the broadcast and making sure you are best prepared for everything this work week entails, especially for that soggy forecast towards the start of it. But let's take a look at the first 12 as we track out the rest of our Sunday evening. 33 degrees by 7 o'clock, still with those mostly cloudy skies, but that cloud cover going to continue to push on out of here so we can have a sunny Monday tomorrow, dropping down to 29 degrees by 10 o'clock with those mostly clear conditions. And that's going to last for most of the overnight period before we wake up Monday morning enjoying some rays of sunshine. Unfortunately, still going to be a little bit cold by the time you walk out of the door in the mid-20s, but we'll continue to warm on up and actually feel like those temperatures outdoors across North Mississippi. So let's take some live looks all across North Mississippi. This is out in Macon. 37 degrees, feels like 37, and there we go. That wind change already starting to affect us here, not really noticing it in that direction. Also going to help us out as well, but already seeing some of those mostly clear conditions out there in Macon. Beautiful sunset off in the distance. So just these beautiful conditions quite literally on the horizon as we wrap up our Sunday. Same thing out here in Greenville, 32 degrees. Feels like 26, so still seeing that effect, but once we cross into Monday, definitely going to start feeling those better conditions. 6-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the south at Dew Point, also rising just a little bit, showing that southerly motion, bringing in that moisture from the Gulf. That's going to help us bring those rain chances back into the forecast for your Tuesday before we start to see a drier forecast heading into next weekend. But here's another live look out there in Amory, 32 degrees. Feels like 32 as well. So still, those frigid conditions are taking place this weekend. Just got to cross into Monday before we start to enjoy some warmer conditions. But let's take a look at our Mama Justice Mississippi Live weather radar. We are tracking dry conditions. We're going to be experiencing them all night long, and that is a good thing. Now, what I do want to mention is that small window of flurries. I'll say the best opportunity right around here. So it's a very small window. Not really all of us are going to see it here in North Mississippi, but for those out there in Corinth or Boonville, Tippah, Benton, Alcorn, Tishomingo County, y'all could see some flurries make their way down to the ground. Still not expecting it, but would love to see some pictures or videos. So if y'all do, please send them to the Mississippi Live weather app. I will be broadcasting it during the 10 because, hey, my fingers are crossed just like y'all, but expecting a dry forecast all night tonight and definitely tomorrow as we head into our Monday. So let's move on, talk about your surface analysis and what's going on across North Mississippi. You can already tell why I'm not really high on these. Look at that. It's showing some snowfall already occurring here in North Mississippi. We are staying dry. Our radar just showed that, but more snowfall up north. And there we go with that high pressure system. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about because yesterday, let me make sure I get the right color. We talked about that high pressure system all the way out in Texas and almost into Arkansas as well. Now that clockwise motion, that's kind of a terrible H. We'll do better next time. Bringing in some of that wind, that continental Arctic wind all across the country into North Mississippi. And that's what was making us feel very cold here in North Mississippi. But notice, it's not in Texas anymore. It's out in the Gulf, and that still has its clockwise motion, bringing in that moisture from the Gulf. Let me make sure I can select, make sure I select blue again. There we go. That's bringing in that southerly motion and bringing in some more of that moisture from the Gulf, and that's what's making us feel a lot better as we go into the work week ahead. And that's also going to help us with our rain chances Tuesday. So that high pressure system really impacting our forecast, and we're going to start reaping the benefits as we wrap up our weekend. But Futurecast is going to show those dry conditions all across North Mississippi. Notice, not really seeing much of that blue on this model, but still, let's track out the rest of your evening. We're going to see some of those rain chances try to move on through North Mississippi. We are staying dry. Only moisture we're going to see is that cloud cover above us. But by the time we wake up, you're going to be asking, what cloud cover? It's already out of here, not really affecting us in the overnight hours. And there we go with that wind change. Not coming out of the north or northwest, coming out of the southwest. And that's going to make us feel a lot closer to what those temperatures are actually outdoors. Haven't quite felt that this weekend, but thankfully starting to come up for this work week. Next 24, showing those sunny skies all day long. We're starting off around 25 degrees by 6 o'clock, already jumping up 10 by 9 o'clock with those sunny skies above. Upper 40s by lunchtime, hitting the low 50s, finally making it back into the forecast. This is where we should be for this time of the year. I know it has been a while, so definitely feels out of the ordinary, but this is what we look to aim for. Then we're going to start cooling off, talking about mid-30s by 9 o'clock with those mostly clear conditions and getting ready for our Tuesday and a soggy Tuesday as well. But don't go anywhere. I want to track out what you can expect for this overnight period, what Monday entails, and also your soggy Tuesday. All of that's coming up right after this break.
As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham & Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham & Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you.
At Room to Room, did you know our specialty is custom ordered upholstery? Get the furniture you want and the fabric and color selection you want. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
When choosing a dentist for our family, Tupelo Smiles was the answer for us. They greet us with warm smiles right when we walk in the door, and they make us feel so welcome. We love Tupelo Smiles.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 6. Before I continue with this broadcast, I was checking the comments behind the scenes, and I know we have had our healthy share of winter weather here in North Mississippi. We are not expecting any of those wintry conditions, freezing conditions as we go into the work week. Those flurries I was just talking about, going to be very lucky if you see them, but not going to have an impact on us whatsoever. Nothing like we had last weekend. So this is more of just those flurries that you can enjoy watching from the window as it falls down if you see them. But of course, it will fight an uphill battle. Not expecting anything from last weekend. So wanted to emphasize that because I know we had an eventful and impactful weekend this past weekend. But let's continue with this broadcast. A beautiful sunset. This was taken by Alana out there in Tishomingo County. And you can almost see a sun pillar kind of showing up there in the sunset, kind of that beam of light. That's when the sun rays kind of hit those ice crystals in the sky just perfectly, allowing for a beautiful picture to be taken right there. So amazing picture. I love it when you send these pictures into our app. So definitely continue to do so, especially if we see some flurries. I'd love to see them and broadcast them during the 10 o'clock, but still expecting a dry overnight period ahead. So we can see that right here on the evening planner. We're starting off with temperatures around 29 degrees by 8 o'clock with those mostly clear skies above, cooling off slightly, 28 by 11, mid-20s by 2 o'clock, and we are staying dry all night long here in North Mississippi. But those temperatures right now, I kind of want to compare what those temperatures are reading outdoors and that wind chill, because yesterday during the 6 o'clock, it was a significant difference. Right now, we're pretty much in the low to mid 30s all across North Mississippi, some upper 20s showing, 28 in Holly Springs and Senatobia, 26 out there in Tunica. Let's take a look at how it feels like outdoors. Not too bad. So already showing that those conditions are feeling a lot better outdoors. We're starting to see that shift in the weather pattern start to affect us here in North Mississippi. Thankfully, that's going to continue to improve as we head into our Monday tomorrow. Now, let's check this out on Futurecast. We can still see those mostly clear conditions all across North Mississippi. And this is the model that's trying to show some snowfall here in North Mississippi. Again, nothing extraordinary. This is by 10 o'clock showing some rain chances. Really not high on these whatsoever. I'm expecting us to stay dry. This radar trying to just show some colors for us to look at here on North Mississippi. But if these were to happen, these rain showers or any snowfall, non-impactful, not going to affect us. In fact, most of us will sleep through this and not even realize it happened in the morning. But still, kind of showing that snowfall moving across North Mississippi. Again, not impacting us whatsoever. We'll be lucky to see any flurries fall out of the sky. I'm still expecting a whole lot of this, and that's dry conditions all across North Mississippi. We're going to be waking up to sunny conditions as well. Going to be a beautiful start to the work week ahead. But those low temperatures all across North Mississippi, we're still quite below average for this time of year. As you can see in the top left, our normal should be around 34 degrees. Right now, we're still in the low 20s all across North Mississippi. 23 in Amory, Tupelo, Booneville, Corinth, Holly Springs, Oxford, 23 out there in Tunica, 25 Clarksdale, and 27 out there in Greenville. So still going to be some chilly mornings as we wake up and start the day. We're going to stay below average pretty much for the rest of the work week. Now those highs, that's what's going to continue to improve as we get further and further into the work week ahead. And of course, with it being Sunday night, got to add in that school day forecast. It's going to be a beautiful forecast for the kids out there at school. 25 by the time you drop them off, so make sure they have their layers on. But tomorrow will be a day that maybe they want to take them off by the afternoon hours because you're warming up into the low 50s for your highs. So beautiful conditions are on the horizon. Just got to get through tonight and those frigid conditions in the morning before we can really start to enjoy them here. But let's come back to Futurecast, see what all else our Monday entails. Whole lot of this, dry and sunny conditions, not really tracking any clouds in the sky. That wind direction, that's the only thing we can pay attention to, and it's still very important because by lunchtime, still coming out of the southwest, bringing in that moisture from the Gulf. That's what's allowing us to feel warmer outside and actually closer to what those temperatures are outdoors. Continuing into your afternoon hours, we're going to see some of that cloud cover try to build back into North Mississippi, but we are still very dry, fighting an uphill battle. It'll take a little bit longer until that moisture can build on up and we see that rainfall affect us here. But here we go with those high temperatures. Already a lot better, starting to see some more yellow enter into our forecast. Mid-50s all across North Mississippi. 55 in Starkville, Eupora, Houston, 52 New Albany, 47 out there in South Haven, so still seeing some upper 40s, but 51 Clarksdale and 54 out there in Greenville. Now those feels like values doing a lot better. Not really seeing that significant cool or drop in those temperatures, so we're going to feel pretty close to what those temperatures are already outdoors. So any outdoor plans you have tomorrow, maybe in between classes, need to walk around the building as you take a break from work, you're going to be good to go because it will feel amazing outdoors as you take a break from any responsibilities you have going on. But let's come back to Futurecast to track out the rest of your Monday evening. Still seeing that southerly motion of wind, and that's what's going to help us with our rain chances as we go into Tuesday. Let's track that out real quick. So already starting to see that cloud cover build on in, and here we go. Starting to see some of those bubbles across North Mississippi, especially the further north you go, right along the state line with Tennessee. And we have this cold front. This is what's going to allow us to see those rain chances. We're not tracking anything severe. I know we have had a lot of stuff happen here in North Mississippi with that ice storm, winter storm, make its way through. We're still feeling those effects today. This is just some much needed ordinary rainfall here in North Mississippi, not even tracking much thunderstorms with it, but could still see some bigger showers move its way through, especially by the afternoon hours. Starting to see those yellow and oranges, not really going to be an energetic system. This is just showing some heavier downpours affecting us here in North Mississippi. No severe threat as that cold front continues to move on through, bringing those rain showers, but almost all of us are pretty much going to see those rain chances make its way through. We're going to be tracking out when and where we can expect them later on this broadcast. But that's tomorrow afternoon. That cold front continues moving on through, but by dinner time, we're already seeing those drier conditions. Some of those out there in the Golden Triangle region and the southern portions of our viewing area, going to still see some of those rain chances, but we're going to start seeing drier conditions by the time we make it to dinner time and on, which is why you saw those rain chances for your Wednesday. Drop pretty drastic. All right, here on one, we are staying dry. Only moisture we can see is that cloud cover above us on your heads. But high temperatures for your Tuesday. Still a lot warmer than what we're experiencing this weekend, even starting to see some low 60s. 60 in Vernon and Starkville, 62 Columbus and Macon, but still where we should be for this time of year in the mid-50s. 53 in Booneville, 54 in New Albany and Water Valley, 50 out there in Senatobia and South Haven and Tunica. Y'all are still struggling, 49. So y'all are definitely going to be the coolest parts of our region, but better conditions, they're working their way towards y'all y'all just still kind of get the shorter end of the stick feeling those cooler conditions. But the good news is those feels like values not affecting you too much. Still feeling like you're in the mid 40s, but almost all of us kind of feeling right there with those actual temperatures. So that shift in the weather pattern going to make us feel a lot better as we head into the work week ahead. But let's take a look at that 7-day forecast as we track out what we can expect. Low 50s for your Monday, 51 with those sunny skies above. Then we see our rainy day or rainiest day of the week, 50% of that rainfall make its way through North Mississippi in the mid 50s. Cooling on off, that cold front will allow another dip in those temperatures, thankfully keeping us in the low 40s for your Wednesday, mid 50s Thursday, before we continue seeing those dry conditions, allowing for a beautiful weekend to be held Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, pretty much in the mid 50s. But don't go anywhere. I want to track out those rainy conditions for your Tuesday. I'm going to pull up the chat here so I can talk back and forth with you guys because I know I want to answer any questions you'll have and any concerns you'll have as well. All of that's coming up right after this break.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Hate is loud, but love is the majority.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm catching up with the chat, and it looks like we are all rooting for some warmer days here in North Mississippi. Even some people talk about going out and buying some swimsuits. I don't know if y'all were here yesterday. I was talking about needing just a 4th of July hot dog, hamburger in one hand, enjoying some summer weather here in North Mississippi. Still got a ways to go, but we're already a month into 2026, so time is flying. It'll be here before you know it. But let's talk about those rain chances this work week and pretty much lack thereof. Tuesday is going to be the only chance we really see that rainfall affect us here in North Mississippi. Staying dry for your Monday, working our way up towards around 50% by Tuesday. You can even see that percent go up as we get closer and closer just due to the amount of rainfall moving on through. I'm still leaving at 10% Wednesday. I think that could go all the way to 0 just because it clears on out of North Mississippi by midnight. But in case that system slows on down, could see some in the early AM hours, but we're going to stay dry as you go about any day or afternoon plans throughout your Wednesday. Then we're staying dry pretty much for the rest of the work week and into the weekend, which is good news because y'all already saw those beautiful conditions on the back half of the work week and next weekend. So definitely going to want to stay dry so we can enjoy those warmer temperatures. But let's go on with Futurecast to track out pretty much those dry conditions throughout your Monday. This is at 1 o'clock as we move on through those AM hours. Still seeing dry conditions, and I'm going to let this play all throughout Monday because we just talked about this. We're not tracking out anything and observing anything besides that wind change. And with that, bringing in that moisture. So let's start off Tuesday morning. We can already see some of those bubbles of rainfall affecting us here in North Mississippi. Remember, not significant, just some rain showers, not really going to affect us here in North Mississippi, not tracking out anything severe, but could see a bit of a soggy start, especially the further north you go here in North Mississippi to your workday. And this rainfall going to kind of affect us all day. We're starting to see some of those reds and oranges and yellows. That makes us feel like it's going to be really bad, really energetic. No, this is just got some heavier downpours. We're not tracking anything severe with this. I know this is a cold front moving on through. Wanted to take it off. That way you can kind of see when that rain is affecting you, what time, when, and where. This is at 11:30 for your Tuesday morning, getting closer towards lunchtime. But again, want to keep emphasizing we're not tracking anything severe. We need a change of pace here in North Mississippi. This is just some much needed rainfall that we can enjoy as we go about our day. Going towards lunchtime around 12:30, still seeing those line of showers, not really calling them storms, move on through North Mississippi. And this is allowing us to feel a lot warmer and that moisture bringing back into North Mississippi as well. Going towards 1:30 as well, still seeing some heavier downpours out there in Eupora and just south of Bruce, pushing on through North Mississippi and even going into those afternoon hours, especially the Golden Triangle region, starting to see some heavier showers as well in Starkville, Columbus, West Point, just south of Amory as well. Moving on through North Mississippi, but notice, Northwest Mississippi, y'all are already dry. So y'all are going to get those showers in the morning, start to see those drier conditions by pretty much afternoon hours and on, seeing those drier conditions. So definitely going to be a quick line moving on through North Mississippi. Still by 3:30, still seeing some of that rainfall, especially the further south you go out there in Attala, Noxubee County, especially out there in Louisville, going to be affecting us here. But then pushing on out. This is by 7:30, and this is why I don't really want to keep that 10% there for your Wednesday. In fact, I might change it during the 10 o'clock broadcast. We're going to see drier conditions pretty much post, I'd say, 8 to 9 o'clock here in North Mississippi and on. So not really going to be tracking any rainfall for your Wednesday and on into your Thursday, Friday, and the weekend ahead. Beautiful conditions are on the way, but hope that can kind of give you an idea of what to expect throughout your Tuesday. Not tracking anything severe, not tracking any stormy conditions throughout your Tuesday, just some good rainfall to affect us here in North Mississippi. I want to catch up on the chat real quick before I wrap this up. Everybody's excited about the 50s, maybe some 60s returning. I am definitely excited because I'm from Starkville, so I'll see those warmer conditions a little bit earlier than some of those out there in South Haven or Tunica. I'm looking forward to enjoying warmer walks to class, to say the least. But I appreciate all of y'all tuning in during the 6 o'clock. Of course, we'll be live later on tonight during the 10 o'clock, and you'll definitely see some of those rain chances try to drop just a little bit for your Wednesday. But here's the QR code to both the iOS and Android app. We appreciate all the support you have given us, and we want to make sure that app is tip-top shape for all of you guys out there, because what we want to do is for you guys. So whatever works, doesn't work, you let us know. We're going to do our best to fix it for all of you guys out there. And of course, like I just mentioned, we'll be live later on tonight at 10, giving you the very latest as you get ready to walk out of the door tomorrow morning. And of course, our meteorologist, Maggie McCauley, will be up bright and early with you guys at 6:30, 7, and 7:30, getting you ready for your Monday ahead. We'll be back towards our weekday schedule with our 5, 6, and 10 o'clock showings tomorrow night with our chief meteorologist, Matt Laubon, and meteorologist, Gabe Maynard. But I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic weekend. I hope I'll see y'all back here at 10, and y'all have a great rest of y'all's night.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.